This week on Kentucky Afield, the days are long and the weather has shifted. We've got an expert in the boat explaining exactly what that means for fishing.
When the winds are from the east, the weather's a beast.
We're reeling in crappie with meteorologist Jude Redfield. Next, Metal Madness has gone mobile. Find out what this means for one of the state's favorite homegrown shooting sports. Then, warm summer nights on the water are hard to beat, and they don't get much more exciting than those spent bow fishing.
I believe you got a keeper.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl.
Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit.
Nice job.
Yes! Yes! My first musket. Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
Here it goes. Boom!
Wow, that happened fast. Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. Every fisherman has their favorite weather conditions that they like to fish in, but when those conditions change, the best fishermen know how to keep catching fish. We're out here on Taylorsville Lake today with Jude Redfield. Jude, for the people who are not in the Louisville market, you're the meteorologist for WDRB, Fox 41, right?
Fox 41, WDRB out of Louisville. Love my job. Get up early morning, even though the alarm's going off 2, 3 in the morning. Greatest gig in the world. Greatest gig in the world when I get a chance to come out in this with you, catching some crappie today, hopefully.
That's the plan. We're going to try to catch crappie. We're going to throw some little swim baits. You're originally from Kentucky and fished as a kid, right?
Born and raised in Kentucky, love it. I did most of my fishing, grade school, high school, just hanging out with buddies.
Well, I know you have kids and your job requires a lot of time in the morning, so hopefully today we get to get you back out here on the water again. I feel really good about catching fish today because we're out here with Chino Ross with Gone Fishing Guide Service, and I have never been in a boat with him where we didn't catch fish.
You said he's the man.
He's the man. He's the man. So we're going to catch some fish today.
The wind calmed down just in time.
You ordered that, didn't you?
Exactly.
Jude, this weather is about perfect for fishing. What type of conditions are we experiencing right now? Uh-oh, we got a fish on.
Well, we've got some good weather and we've got our first fish of the day, ladies and gentlemen, huh?
There you go. Nice.
How about that? Yeah, the weather's perfect.
The weather's perfect and the fish are biting. So you've got a white crappie there.
How about that? We got another one.
There you go. Nice looking crappie.
I don't mean to brag, but
hey, that's two.
It's 2-0, Chad.
I tell you what, I'll let you brag till about 5 and I'll put a chartreuse on there too. So you knew from a real little kid that you wanted to be a weatherman and be on TV.
Oh yeah, grade school, I knew it. That's all I want to do.
I just wanted to hunt and fish and didn't know I was going to do TV and do this job until I was 42.
You ever have to wear makeup out here?
No.
Tell you what, Chad, this is probably the only TV shoot that I've done that I don't have to wear makeup.
Oh,
This is a good day.
That's the good thing about being in the hunting and fishing world. You're allowed to be ugly. And old and a little overweight. That's completely acceptable. Oh, look at there, they just caught one. If you could figure out some way to have the fish or the wildlife species tell you exactly what they're feeling, you'd have a 100% accurate forecast.
Well, let's ask this one right here.
Well,
what are you feeling?
It must be feeling good today because you guys are biting.
Partly cloudy and 80.
It is amazing. Animals know. Fish, when it gets really, really, really high pressure, the fishing can get tough. Today, we got a little cloud cover, they're biting.
There it is.
Here we go, another crappie.
It's amazing the implications weather has.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about right now? It's kind of like we've turned to overcast. We had a little sun.
It must be getting good.
Oh!
Now see how deep that fish hit? Something has moved them out here a little bit
Yeah,
further.
it has.
That fish was out here in more along 8 feet of water. We caught our first couple fish in 2 feet of water.
Real close to shore.
So something is moving the fish out a little bit. So we're gonna have to just adjust our approach just a little bit.
I need to adjust my approach. I had 2 out of the gate and I've gone ice cold, man.
That's a white bass.
Well, kiss my bass.
Nice.
As a fishing guide, one of the first things you're going to do is check the weather before you head out. Barometric pressure could rise or fall, which is going to affect fishing. The wind can make a huge deal, and obviously rain, if there's too much of it, is probably going to be a negative.
That's like a pretty good sized fish. He may have a bass on him. If I had to guess, he's
The
got a
only
bass.
thing I have is envy.
Yeah, he may have
That's
a bass.
a good one.
He may have a bass or a catfish on there.
Getting the net out.
Oh, it pulled off right there. And the agony of defeat.
Let me ask you a question, Chad. Let's say you head out on the water, you're not catching anything, but the weather's nice. Does that make up for it?
Oh yeah. Nice weather is always fun to be out on the lake, but let me tell you, nice weather is not the best fishing conditions. You a lot of times want some wind, you want some cloud cover, and I'll tell you what, the wind blows this little bitty plankton around. That's what the minnows eat. So if the wind blows out of the west for a few days, you want to fish the banks on the east because all the things that the minnows eat is blowing over
goodies.
there. Well, when the bait fish move over there, guess what the game fish do? They move over there too.
Munch time.
There's so many things when it pertaining to weather. If you have a diehard fisherman and you say, wind out of the east,
Weather's a beast.
they'll say, wind out of the east, every fisherman will tell you what, Chino?
They bite the least.
Fish bite the least. Wind out of the west, fish bite the best. I mean, every fisherman knows
I like
they'll
that
tell
saying.
you that.
I'm going to use that on TV.
Yeah. Wind out of the east, fish bite the least. Wind out of the west, fish bite the best.
In meteorology school at WKU, from day one, our professor, his saying was, gentlemen, ladies, when the winds are from the east, the weather's a beast. I mean, usually, you just get some hellacious winds start to back and it gets crappy real fast.
Oh, tell you what, I got a pretty good one here.
You have the fish of the day, brother.
That joker was sitting right on the bank, and look how colored up it is. Look how pretty that fish is.
That's a beaut.
Pretty fish, look at that. Usually if you hold them out over the water like this, they'll jump and you'll be wanting to go in after it. That's a beautiful fish. I'm here again with Lieutenant McQuarrie. How are you doing today?
Great. Good to see you once again, Chad.
You know, something that's gotten really popular for this time of year is jug fishing or noodle fishing. Now, noodle fishing is what?
Basically, you're either using a jug or a swim noodle that you've cut into small sections and you're tying a line to it with a hook on the end and placing bait so you can hope to catch a fish.
Now, there's some things that you have to make sure and look out for when you're doing this, and that is you have to make sure that the body of water you're on is legal to do this, right?
Absolutely. Make sure you check regulations before you go fishing and that the lake you're actually going to allows you to jug fish.
And secondly, there's a limit per boat, correct?
Correct. Sometimes it's confused that it's 50 per person, but it's actually 50 jugs or noodles per boat.
And this year, there's also a change. You've always had to put information on there, but this year, the information that you have to make sure is on that jug, attached to the jug or the line, is what?
It's your customer ID number that can be found at the very top of your 2019 license. And make sure when you put that number on your noodle or jug, you place it in a way that it will not wear off easy.
And anything else you need to think about when considering jug or noodle fishing?
Keep up with the number of jugs or noodles that you put out and make sure that you're checking them every 24 hours.
Okay, and that's good for the fish safety as well, and also they can look pretty ratty out there on the lake. We want to make sure they're getting picked up and removed from the waterway.
You're exactly right, Chad.
Well, good luck. And noodle and jug fishing, it's a lot of fun, and it can be extremely productive.
Absolutely.
How can you take a new, exciting shooting sports game and make it even more exciting? Well, you make it mobile. So Ed, it's been about 2 years since you introduced me to Metal Madness.
Right, 2 years ago next month.
I missed that 4.
416.
And now you're mobile. And the idea of a mobile shooting sports gun range is, it's an idea that kind of sounds crazy, but bring this game to people and they will continue to come play it, won't they?
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
You came back.
I came back, but now with this mobility, you can take this range, and people can get a range like this and use it and take it to youth groups, shooting sports, any club, and you actually have other clubs that are now signed up and are operating under Metal Madness.
Should by late July, 1st August, we should have as many as 19 ranges scattered out.
Mark, Isabel, Andy and Steve, stand by.
Now you've made some changes.
The people kind of changed. Everybody started shooting 22s. Well, then I had to thin the steel down because part of this is the reaction and the sound. So we said, let's just go rimfire only. Best move we made.
And now you've actually have gun manufacturers that are manufacturing guns specifically designed for this game.
They bear our name.
302.
How many rounds of 22 ammo was shot at your range?
Every 2.5, 3 months, I would take 320 pounds of empty 22 brass to the scrapyard. And one of my guys is a math guy, and it came out to 1,700,000 that we captured. That's not the ones laying out on the ground that we. Because Fat Boy ain't picking them up.
We're talking a lot of kids, a lot of youth, a lot of first-time shooters.
You ain't scared, are you, dear?
She's not scared.
You need a stool. All right, make ready. You know how this is going to work? All right, put that red dot on it. Go.
Tell me your best testimonial.
The day after the eclipse, we had a lady come down from northern Illinois, and she came in and told me that my guns were nothing good but death and destruction. She wanted nothing to do with it.
You're talking about all guns or AR platform?
The AR platform. But her husband and another brother-in-law or whatever wanted to shoot, so we took them out, and the guys was having a really good time, and she'd come up and I said, ma'am, you need to go either sit down or go to your car, because she was kind of yah-yahing on me, And I said, you have to sit down. She said, well, I think I'd like to try it one time. That's what I said.
She wanted to shoot?
Yeah, she wanted to shoot it.
Okay.
I showed her, this little basic safety, how they work, function, and things. I got it. And she had some trouble shouldering it, got her shouldering it. So see the dot? Yeah, see the dot. She shot, bang, 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 10 rounds. She laid the gun on the deck, turned around to me, and she said, that is so empowering.
She participated?
She bought a gun. I've said it all along, education's the only effective gun control.
Buckle up, safety on. Put down one lane.
Drop your mag, rack your round out, and insert your flag.
So Brian, now you actually opened a Metal Madness facility called The Barn, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about what this experience has been like.
It's been an education. We've really enjoyed it. My kids started into this at Ed's.
Okay.
And so when the opportunity presented itself, we went ahead.
I've seen Metal Madness take place 3 or 4 times. What I haven't seen is a person kind of managing the whole thing outside of Ed.
What was that hesitation in there for?
Because I hit the corner of that 4 there. I didn't think I hit it.
281, 281. Make her ready, Mr. Jack.
So how long did it take you to learn this? Because there is a skill set to keeping everything safe, keeping everything moving. How long did it take you to get that?
It takes a while. Ed took for granted that since we had been there and been shooting for so long that I would just automatically, grasp that stuff because I'd been doing it. And then you get put in that position and you just sort of go, okay, where am I? You had to start from scratch and then go from there.
Make ready, Mr. Steve.
It is a game for everybody. We have 48% female participation.
Miss Cindy, stand by.
We have a tremendously growing quickly youth league that the youth can come out and learn gun safety, hand-eye coordination, motor skills, you know, all that timing, and have a blast doing it, and it doesn't break the bank. The thing that I like to see the most is it's very family driven, and I can have a grandfather, a son, a grandson, a granddaughter on the shooting line at the same time. Nobody has to sit on the bench.
Hey, there you go, 3-0-0.
I tell you what,
Ready, Mark?
you have to do this a couple times to get a good feel for making sure that you're using all your time efficiently. You got to load when you got time. You got to be ready to move. You got to make sure your magazine's in. There's a lot of preparedness to this to be good. And I'm not there yet, but I'm having a blast. Kentucky is on the forefront in battling the invasive fish species known as the Asian carp. And we'll have more information about what we're doing later this summer. But for now, the most exciting way I know to go after them is with stick and string. We're literally in the shadows of the city of Louisville. We're gonna do something unique tonight. What are we doing?
We're gonna go bow fishing.
We're gonna bow fish. You know, we hope to get rough fish, drum, invasive carp would be great. But you've been doing this for a while, haven't you?
Yes, sir. I got my first fish when I was 8 years old. It was a gar, probably about that big.
That's the hardest ones to hit. If you hit a gar that big, they're not that very big around. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
You're left-handed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we got a left-handed bow here. So once you put this on, this is the attachment that you bring the fish back right here. So you have to make sure that this piece is completely up here and free and clear. You don't want it back in here, right?
Yeah, if it's back here, then that can mess up your shot.
Or wrapped around here in any way, shape, or form. You gotta be real careful with that. But essentially, once you draw this back and shoot it, this just free spools your line out, right?
Yes, sir, unless there's a knot in it, and that's not good either.
It's not good.
So.
And then this is your drag system. You just pull this in and you retrieve your line, hopefully with a fish on there, right?
Yes, sir.
You ever stuck this in the bottom?
Just in the bottom of the lake?
Yeah.
Plenty of times. Haven't got a night without doing it.
It's been a year and a half since I've done this. I've shot fish at no land, but as far as under the lights, dark, it's been a year and a half.
My favorite thing about bow fishing probably is just the experience and the thrill and being able to go out a bunch and just shoot fish, have fun.
There we go. Nice. Nice job.
Really close.
Come on, Lily, stand. Good girl. Look at this fish right there, fish right there. Getting some action now.
Was that me? I think that's me. That was me.
Oh, we got one right here.
Got him.
Nice job.
What you do so you can get the fish off, you turn this and you loosen the tip so you can move that like that and the fish will slide right off.
And that is how it's done. Oh, she got him too.
Go, Rachel, go!
Nice shot. Put that thing right in a good spot. 4 women rolling down the Ohio River at midnight with bow and arrows in their hands.
Whoa!
These fish are smart enough to come around these women. Nice job.
Rachel's on.
Bam! Nice job, Rachel. If you like to shoot archery and you want to start shooting something beyond paper, this is the thing to do because you're going to get tons of opportunities to shoot.
Well, and something too, other than the initial investment in a boat, it's like going to the Newport Aquarium.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what you're going to see.
What do you know? Got one. As you see me shooting tonight, it looks like I'm not wearing a life jacket. I actually have got this fanny pack. Just pull this thing here and inflate this. I shoot this so that I'm free and don't have to worry about bowstrings, but man, you're on the river, keep a life jacket on. It's really, really important that you wear a life jacket. Well, we got up there, a beaver. Look at the wildlife we're seeing down here.
Whoa! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! What in the? Whoa! Same here.
You were just in front of me.
Where you go to school, Mercy?
Mercer, gonna be a sophomore.
You're gonna be a sophomore? And I heard that you used to play volleyball.
Yeah, I played volleyball since 3rd grade and club ball since 4th grade.
She was a volleyball player, got hurt, and wanted to pick up a sport, and archery was available for her through the NAS program at Mercy.
But this is your first time actually bow fishing or doing any type of hunting?
Yeah, any type of hunting.
These fish are basically playing dodgeball.
It's a good try. You know one of the reasons I know it's your first time?
Why?
You got a white shirt on. You're gonna get slimed up and dirty
I
tonight.
didn't get anything from Rachel to say dark.
So a year of getting really good with the bow. I mean, she shot as high as 290.
Yes, she's got excellent.
Ooh, that was pretty close. She really good shot, but it's hard to judge when those fish are deep exactly how to aim. So we struggled a little bit.
It's a struggle, and I told her, like, Lily, I'm telling you, the first time I went, I probably missed like 60 fish. It's just, it's part of
the
it.
game.
It's part of it. It's no different than going out and chasing your first deer or anything else.
I think I hit like literally like right in front of the thing.
We had the Lily tent.
know,
You got
we
the
did.
next one, you got the next one.
Shoot that fish, Lily. Down, down, down. Down, down. Good girl.
Got it.
She's on. She's barely on, though.
I think it just
Barely
come
on.
off.
Leah, oh!
Oh.
Oh man, that was pretty
hit
cool.
it.
Did you see where you hit that fish?
No.
You were that far from the top.
Okay.
You were almost over top of it.
So now lower.
Lower.
Hit it.
Yes, ma'am.
So the approach that we decided to take was to shut all the lights off, which we had ran all night running the lights. We got a bunch of fish. Decided to turn all the lights off and get at these parked barges and be as quiet as we possibly can, get down, literally come to full draw in the dark, spotlight on, bam. Very first one we go to, we turn on, there are two 50-pound fish sitting there.
Yep.
And lo and behold, Lily, who's never shot a fish in her life.
Right there, shoot, shoot, shoot. You're on, Lily, you're on. You're on, don't fight, don't fight, Lily, don't fight it.
Oh my gosh.
She hits a grand slam.
Puts an arrow in a 50-pound fish.
I thought I didn't get it.
Lily, you gotta be stoked.
We gotta get air in this fish, or he's gonna pull off. As soon as you see that fish sticking. There we go, we got two in him. We got two in him now.
We chased it around the boat up and down the river.
Yeah, it was kind of a goat rope for a minute, but it all worked out.
Look at that largemouth.
Holy crap.
She shot.
That thing is huge.
That's a big fish.
I know what you mean by big head now.
What we've got here is your first ever fish with a bow and arrow, is that right?
Yeah.
Closer.
And I believe you got a keeper. Well, this here is a big head carp. Obviously, we don't want these in any of our waters here in Kentucky, but you've helped us take one of them out, and wow, is that a big one.
Yeah.
Was that exciting or what?
Yeah, I didn't think I got it at first.
Everybody's got a river or stream close by.
Absolutely.
It's something that kids need to get out and do. It's a lot of fun. It's safe. It's a good time.
It is fun.
Put smiles on our face.
Lily thinks it's really fun now.
That is super, super exciting. I got a feeling you'll be back out here doing this again.
Yeah, that's really
so
fun.
for all your friends that have shot a bow and have thought, shooting paper is a lot of fun.
Shooting fish is fun too.
There's more opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess 48 pounds.
What's it say? 48 and a half.
Oh. She was just telling me a minute ago, I didn't think I was ever gonna hit one. She's like, but I did. My adrenaline spiked and now I'm ready for bed. She's tired now, so that's good.
That's great. You might have to strap that to the top of Rachel's bug. Her Volkswagen bug with that big fish going down. Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Here we have Tim Blair and Russell Strader. Looks like they had a successful Fort Knox deer hunt. Nice job. Anna Thaman caught her very first fish, a bluegill, from a farm pond in Owen County. She ended up catching 5 more this day. Nice job. Here we have a nice buck taken by Nathan Desarn of Clay County. This deer was taken during the modern firearm season. Eddie Whitaker of Shepherdsville, Kentucky knows where to go fishing in the neighborhood farm pond. He caught this nice largemouth bass. Congratulations. 4-year-old Elizabeth Timmering caught 22 crappie this day, and here's a picture of just one of them. She caught this in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Nice job. Summer is here, and it is boating season here in the state of Kentucky. Make sure if you're in a moving boat or if you're swimming that you're wearing your life jacket. And in many cases, it's the law. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.